Hello and welcome. This is the Daily Dharma. My name is Dina. Thank you so much for joining. I have cards laid out on the table here, and I've gotten a ton of messages. I'll do my best to get them all out in the time allotment. I only get about 30 minutes per recording. Let's go ahead and cleanse this space. I've got some more patchouli and yerba santa and our Lady of Guadalupe candle just to help us create this sacred space for the highest possible messages to come through the reading. And so today, I got to admit, trigger warning, there's some various messages coming through here. So just want to get right into it. So the first few cards that were popping out were from the Love Notes of the Universe deck. Prepare to be astounded. Send them love, wish them peace, see them happy. Everyone, always, forever, and prepare to be astounded. The universe. P.S. Oh man, and will you ever become a big-time manifester? We have manifestation here on the board in a bit. Love doesn't have to mean near. Some are better loved at a distance for a while anyways, and that's okay. Besides, love doesn't really know the difference. Tally-ho, the universe. So this was telling me maybe there's a loved one in spirit. But later on here, as we'll get into something else that was more of a channeled message, there was something that suggested that this was a challenging relationship. Let's keep going. So the code cards, we have 3 laid out. The first one, crown chakra. And the key phrase here is the frequency of crown chakra, the violet flower of life, supports our spiritual connection to the universe and our ability to transmute negative energy into light. And then next, that universal energy shows up in universal love, talking about the unconditional nature of the universe and how it flows to us and through us in all things. And that our earthly self can really get caught up in different things that come to us, through us, lessons, challenges, and the like. But this is all intended to activate our connection that we feel towards each other, to our planet, and to the whole of existence itself. So it is within our challenges and not in the comfort of life situations that brings up our hugest activating impetus to move into service, into love, into healing modalities, or whatever your gig is, making people laugh. It could be so many different things. The way that we choose to live our life. The third card here is 13, coherence, the understanding that comes from the accumulated life experience. It supports our ability to harmonize the frequency of heart with the frequency of mind for an optimal ability to create the reality that we desire from whatever is shown. We are the alchemists of our experience. So under the deck, yet again, we have alchemy. We've been talking quite a bit about the changes going on in the body and how this is the precursor to the true physical material manifestation is getting ourselves grounded, centered, and aligned. We've also been talking quite a bit about this convergence energy, the accumulated soul retrieval of all things and all experiences in this soul, in this body, beyond this body, all of our gifts coming online, all of our alchemical potentialities coming in and educating us and where we're going to go from now. So on crown chakra, the first card to pop out using the this return to spirit deck is commitment. There's something coming in that has been, in the further context we're about to come in, moving where I was thinking that this for some was a loving individual in spirit, which it very much could be. We've all got our pros and cons, and sometimes those individuals in our life, perhaps we love them greatly, perhaps it was a huge challenge. But in any event, or for multiple situations, there's this idea here of the understanding that we make our commitments to ourself because of the good, bad, and the ugly. And with that commitment card, I had several others fall out. We had intuition and manifest coming out together. And then immunity and rejuvenation came through as I was moving towards the universal love card. So here we have this commitment to our ideals and our choices and how we're transmuting any negative situations, any fear, longing, hopelessness, lack of belonging or encouragement or support, any of these things that may have come up, good, bad, and ugly, coming through with our commitment to utilize our intuition to manifest a higher situation, to transmute what was not given into our service work and what it is that we've decided to come here to, dare I say, to course correct. And so this feeling here is giving us a sense of as we work with our Dharma, instead of indulging in our karma intentionally, there's a rejuvenation of spirit. And more recently, I believe that there has been a huge resurgence of individuals making new goals, making new commitments to self, to soul, to take better care of self, environment, and the body as the container. And these changes are coming through and cleansing and clarifying all of the old residues, releasing the blocks and the veils that have prevented us perhaps from seeing through into the gift contained within the darkness. The gem within the highly compressed charcoal comes the diamond in the rough. And so if you had it rough, this is potentially your reading. Clarifying universal love, we first had union, then storm, and then this celestial card, which is for me recently this convergence card. So something coming online specifically. So universal love, us being able to create this union with lower self, so to speak, and the higher self, or the earthly self and our celestial heritage, our cosmic influx, our divinity, comes through the storms of life. So through whatever challenges, there's the ultimate hope and potential and invitation to reunite energies. And this is part of the trigger part. I am not trying to create compassion for those who have been toxic in our lives, but there is even the suggestion that there is a need to somehow alleviate the holding on to any challenging situations or unforgiveness for your own benefit. It doesn't need to be reaching out to somebody who is toxic, but there's some type of storm here, some type of resurgence, vision, something of that sort. And we're going to come back to this in particular, but a quick segue. I don't know if there's any Marvel fans out here, but with this information, before even the celestial card came out, I was having some Guardians of the Galaxy, in particular the one where oh geez, I'm going to butcher this, who's the main guy, Star Lord guy, whatever his name is, he tries to say he's Star Lord. He's got all this human ridiculousness that they play up, and he's pretty funny. It's a funnier one than the other Marvel ones, I'd say. But in this one, not to give any spoilers to those who haven't watched it, but there's a lot of, not to make light of it, there are daddy issues that come forward, both for him and his love interest having these challenging situations with their surrogate father, who wasn't their biological father, and then with the main character, his actual father, and figuring out the identity. And then he comes into the awareness that he is actually star-born, literally, and is half human and half celestial. And the celestial is actually the word they use. You are a celestial, you are half God. And so then with this understanding of his gifts on coherence, understanding, here's gift and here's fearless. So the unlocking of one's gifts in a very brave new way. And then there's this, of course, the critical point of the movie where there's that storm coming in, where all of a sudden all isn't golden, all isn't perfect, and then he's encountering the dissonance between heart and mind, like all of his hopes rested in this moment, and then there's the recognition that daddy isn't perfect, and even less than that, he has huge issues. And then there's this pitting against. And so with this fearless activation of his gifts, there's this, his ability to actually create light and to hold this ball of light in his hand, which we had in the hand yesterday. Universe is your partner yesterday. And that's what I'm seeing, him holding this ball of light in his hand. So there's this unlocking and this ability to utilize your gifts, being transmuting any of those lower issues into the gift. But there's a suggestion coming in a moment that there's still within the seed of darkness, within the disturbance of the force, there is that unforgiveness that is, it's something that threatens to bring us over to the dark side. And we are committed to creating a cleaner vessel to rid ourselves of the lower world's influence and tug on us, pulling us back under the surface. So then moving into the mixed shamanic deck, and also my attention is called back to, I know we love notes from the universe. Under the deck, we had be true to yourself. And this is really where that turning point comes, where he's like, do I attach myself to this individual who isn't healthy, or do I really let myself transmute that negativity and become what I was here to do, to take the power back from the darkness, to show the light side of things? You might not know it now, but you will understand how there's something that, whether it is an actual threat to our light or an invitation to our darkness, it could also be the thought that something is at our expense and it's actually something else that's skewing things. Could be some type of codependency, attachment, clutter in the aura, mind, heart, etc., or in our environment. Or it can also be, I lost my train of thought. I want to continue back here. So coming out under crown chakra, the first card coming out, 11, deep quiet, stillness, and meditation and stillness. And this to me is, violet flame is over here as well. Perhaps I should have finished that. Sorry to jump all over the place on you guys. Clarifying the alchemy under the deck, we had caretaker on the underside of the return to spirit deck, talking about your service, your ability to do the right thing, to change your mind, to change your alchemy from what birthed you into something bigger, better, greater. Activating your purpose and your being true to yourself here. So under the deck, this was a curious mix. Sexuality, birthing, violet flame, and faith. Having faith in the process that brought us here, like that golden snitch from Harry Potter comes through with this, like being able to capture something so elusive. The golden snitch is like the diamond in the rough. It's the remembering somebody that I was just watching on YouTube about this, something that's lying buried underneath the clutter being activated through this faith and the ability to transmute our mind from darkness and unforgiveness into the full light. Because sometimes what motivates us we cling to because it's still active, because it's still helpful in pushing us into our destiny. But we're birthing a new way to live and to act, and it may be absolutely influencing our sexual identity or the way that we are comfortable or uncomfortable with the expression of our femininity, masculinity, the duality, and the connectivity between the two within the self, being able to get that tantric uh, upliftment and connection and full empowerment. The convergence here has something to do with this. And when I saw violet flame, for whatever reason, I saw violent femmes. I had to look it up. I wasn't sure I knew what they did. They were apparently, they came in through the early, well, the early 90s more so, but 80s, 90s. And the only song that was called out on Wikipedia that I recognized was Blister in the Sun. And it has very few lyrics. And apparently it's about drug use, but other people misinterpreted it as a song about masturbation. I'm just going to leave that one there, but it comes out with sexuality and birthing. So maybe you're an advocate or somebody who counsels or supports sexual abuse victims or helps take care of something on that in that way, some type of social work, some type of writing, journaling, expression here. But it's coming through your ability to transmute those sexual attachments and numbing behavior, perhaps through drug of choice, could even be media. It can be gambling. It can be caretaking. We can get addicted to many different things, and anything taken out of context or done too much. Even vitamins become poison if we take too many. I mean, there are certain things like vitamin C that you could take them all day long and it'll just purge. It might give you a little intestinal issue for a moment, but it won't hurt you. But others, they can really be poison taken in too much. Like, for instance, as a social worker or as like a warden in a jail, these things are positions of protection perhaps, but they're also, they threaten burnout because we can immerse so highly in those that it takes quite a bit out of the person. So moving from that into this deep, quiet meditation and stillness is like that creation of light from the darkness coming online with your light body has been coming online here, reaching out to make connections across time and space. And love doesn't have to mean near. Prepare to be astounded. I feel like through a vision quest, which is under the deck here, under Sky Dancer's Surrender, I'll show you that in a moment, through some type of deep stillness and meditation, contemplation, vision questing, there's a connection made across time and space, perhaps self to self, seeing your future self, reaching back to your previous self and saying, I'm here for you. I know your destiny. Come forward with me. All is not lost. Be true to yourself and come forward into your destiny. You're here for a reason. Many paths. This card also, to me, up here, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but it looks like there's an individual here. You can see the silhouette now coming through this stillness. And this is like the ripples on the top of the water. And there's this ancient village or the ruins of something. It's like a vision happening. I don't know if you're looking at water or being able to look into a candle has come up recently, but some type of scrying images or creating an image and then looking back at it. But something coming forward, showing itself to you, and that might be part of the storm, the union here. I apologize for the road noise. We have the pole barn open. But there's a vision coming forward that is helping in some type of a way. And this may very well come through dreams, but it's really the end, the completion of a previous cycle and the beginning of a new cycle coming online, which there's the squeezing through the eye of the needle came out yesterday with intentionality. How we transmute things is coming through. And this new beginnings card here with Moon Maiden. We've got the new moon coming up in just about 6 days from the time of this broadcast. May even be something like a birthday or an anniversary or a date of certain importance. I know we're between Mother's Day and Father's Day right now at the time of this broadcast, but there's this old darkness imagery, the fallen angel coming into a challenging situation and then uplifting the self, coming through and pushing against and out of a situation to understand something in a new way, to level up and rise above. And this is all, of course, coming under this crown chakra with this change of mind, following the change of self-care, the alleviation of what hurts, and the commitment to increasing your ability to feel better in your body, to release something. And this immunity here is like a rejuvenation of your immunity, is like the less that we hold on to unforgiveness, the greater our actual cellular immunity. It follows because we're holding more gratitude, we're holding more hope, faith, love, and intentionality. And so there's this squeeze happening right now, creating those diamonds, bringing the gifts forward fearlessly. You are brave, you are bold, you are capable, and you are onto something enormous, however humble the beginnings. So new beginnings, Moon Maiden moves into then under universal love, a tidy house. This came up yesterday as well. It's a number one. It's the new beginning, cleaning up something, getting to the bottom of something, clearing out the body, clearing out the environment, straightening things up, straightening up the mind and the heart space, helps us to discover all of the little tidbits, all of the neurons that can, all of a sudden, there's no more detour, there's no more construction in the neural net, where then the synapse can go, bam, that's where it's at. That's the key. That's the unlocking agent here. Clarity and organization. And then it's like all of these dreams, all of this alchemical wishing, hoping, and intentionality starts to formulate. And I'm seeing a tiny house right now, tiny house retreats, creating convergence energy to gather tribe, soul tribe. And then we have the farther gate, bold step forward. This is that fearless bravery where you're leaving the past behind and really making a plan for this new beginning, getting organized, getting with friends or others that can speak about their connection through their various multiplicity of situations and what their impetus has been to create these changes. Their storms becoming their godlike self. It's the storm is giving way, and here we are arising from the dust of this situation and recognizing that the power was within us the whole time, as cheesy as it sounds. And then we have to end under this coherence, the lower world. Oh, and I see I missed a card here. And the stranger. So this may be a chance meeting or a new engagement with a new friend or something, or us meeting a new spirit guide in this meditation, someone stepping forward, manifest from the ethers, telepathically or otherwise, or in real life, coming online because of these changes, because it's time, because they have something important to do with the path ahead. And this stranger is taking you in, perhaps unbeknownst to you at first, and then the connection is made. Like you've been too distracted by the process of the release and the healing, but now with this newfound intuitive immunity, the resurgence of health and the recommitment to bringing your mind. And that's the next thing. We had this understanding the way that love is working through your mind. Through the negativity comes the light. Change of mind. I forgot to bring that one out. It's over here with gifted, fearless coherence, understanding of this stranger. It's like the resonance between strangers is perhaps greater than the resonance between some family members. And so quickly under the deck here, we do have Sky Dancer, surrender with that dragonfly that keeps coming out, the light body activation coming through from releasing the skin suit. I hope that's not gross. Releasing the earthly shell to illuminate the light body fully, the alchemical light body, and then vision quest. It's like after this, there's that rejuvenation. It's like understanding that we are the celestial we've been waiting for, that we are perhaps the earth angels here. Fill in the blank with whatever you want to say. So the blister and the sun song came through, but then here I was going through this, and with this intuitive immunity resurgence, the rejuvenation and refreshment and tidying up the house, came another song. I don't know if any of you are Disturbed fans. I used to be more so than now, but the song, The Sickness, it's very challenging lyrics. I'm going to read them to you. I hope that you'll be able to find something in them. And I'm going to kind of skim as much as possible. So it starts out, can you feel that? Ah, shit. And then he does that whole ooh, ah, 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 ah thing for a little while. And then the lyrics start, drowning in my deep sea of loathing. Broken, your servant, I kneel. Will you give in to me? Surfacing below that. It seems what's left of my human side is slowly changing in me. Will you give in to me? Looking at my own reflection, when suddenly it changes, violently it changes. I'm getting chills. Oh, there's no turning back now. You've woken up the demon in me. And then it starts out with the chorus, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. They say that 3 times. Open up your hate and let it flow into me. You effer, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Madness is the gift that has been given to me. I can see inside you. The sickness is rising. Don't try to deny what you feel. Will you give in to me? It seems that all that was good has died and is decaying. Yes. They are not near anymore, but there's an infection here that we're becoming immune to. We've overlooked it. We've become accustomed to the darkness of the lower world, and that is changing here. Will you give in to me, to the sickness, to the comfort seeking, to the attachment energy? No, we're not. It seems you're having some trouble in dealing with these changes. No, the world is a scary place. Now that you've woken up the demon in me, the chorus comes through again, and then there's a post-chorus, and he says again and again, and when I dream, and when I dream, and when I dream, So it kind of escalates this intensity where it's like there's this vision quest, this upset that we attribute not just to the origin story of this sickness, this unforgiveness, but then it filters through and infiltrates our life with this lower world influence until we break through the new beginnings and pass beyond the further gate. So the bridge, I won't talk about all that, but it's him speaking to his mother from a childlike situation where it's like, oh no, no, mommy, don't do it again. I'll be a good boy. I'll be a good boy. I promise. So it's talking about why does she hit him? Blah, blah, blah. He wishes her harm and injury and death even. And then he talks about her coming back and him injuring her. And then it has the chorus again. And then it says, madness is now come over me. I'm sorry to leave you with that intensity. But I'm talking about here is the healing from that space. So healing from that is in transit. Shared inspiration, being able to share this story with others and talking about your ability to heal is next. 20, shared inspiration, throw yourself into a new project, be willing to let go of time constraints and rules and really be aware of whatever fulfills your heart. That violet color coming through there, keeping it in check. Pay attention to what's going on around you. You might be moving into something too quickly or missing some important details. Meditation and stillness is very important to alleviate the influences and the not you-ness, to be true to yourself. Oh, and then there's this somebody with the occasional stranger having a crush on you, that for words you've almost mindlessly chosen, hearts broken too long begin to heal. Eyes sometimes well up with tears when it's time to say goodbye. Remarkable, our findings exactly. I go where you go. Someone in spirit or a spiritual entity is providing, protecting, guarding you fiercely. Clearing the excess. 18, you're entering a transitional phase and would benefit from clearing away excess clutter, whether it's in your physical body or your physical space. Just like we said, I really pray that you have the individuals in your life, and if not, reach out for those, for the support that you need to transition and be the support and be supported at this time. And do your best to release all that doesn't serve you, because you're onto something enormous. And I feel like you are one toe beyond this gate. And this is a whole new realm, a whole new opening up of your world into what comes next for you. So take good care of yourself. Love you so much, all. And thank you so much for coming along on this journey with me. Take good care of yourself and check back again soon. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye, guys.